it's just a job. It's not a way of life.
Blake Lively is one of Hollywood's biggest stars, and she's had an impressive rise to fame, starring in several hit shows and films throughout the years. Access Hollywood is looking back at her top 7 roles, from The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants to Gossip Girl and more.
What? I told you guys I'm just gonna take them off and we're gonna pretend like this.
Carmen, that's not it at all. Carmen, come over here and look at yourself. They look amazing on you.
Call me crazy, but it's scientifically impossible that a pair of pants could fit me.
And me.
And me.
And me.
Blake's first ever movie role was playing Bridget in the 2005 hit film The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. In the movie, she plays an aspiring soccer player who is still coping with the death of her mother. And coincidentally, her real-life dad, Ernie Lively, plays her dad on screen. Access Hollywood chatted with the pair in 2008 at the premiere of The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2, and they talked about what it was like working together.
She's just impressed us all with how good she never wanted to be an actress. She used to do.
I grew up watching him. I'd take him to his auditions and dress him and coach him and stuff.
I taught acting classes, and she'd sit and do her homework, and if I had a student that wasn't doing well, I could just look over to her and she'd look up and she'd go, you go back to doing your homework.
I think the most important thing, my whole family has been in this business at some point, and they all taught me, whoa, I have a hair in my eyeball. They taught me, it's just a job. It's not a way of life, and I think that's how so many people get sucked up in it. They just get caught up in all this, but that's not real life.
Well, you're not.
A little blinding. No, but it is. But at the end of the day, it's a job like any other job, and that's how they all treated it. They all just live by example. So.
She's got quite a support group. We always taught her to never believe that she's as good as they say they are, and you're never as bad as they say you are. You're somewhere in the middle, and she's just a good, solid citizen. And that's, she's a good kid. Always has been a good kid. We've always been proud.
Oh, this. I need a real martini.
This one's not real?
Nope. Sean and I had the real thing at Duke's in London. The key, frozen gin, and a frozen glass. Here. Move, bad martini.
Okay. A little bit of vermouth. Swirl it around. Dump. Don't you dare touch that washcloth. Then add in the gin. Cut your twist. Squeeze it outside out. Get a nice little mist. Lick the edges. Voila. And don't add f***ing ice, ever.
We don't like ice anymore?
It ruins everything.
Tough day at work.
I just need to hit the reset button sometimes.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
From playing an aspiring sports star to portraying the fashionable Emily Nelson who goes missing in A Simple Favor, Blake showed she can transform into any role, although she admitted she isn't the best at impersonations. Back in 2018, Blake told Access how difficult it was impersonating her co-star Anna Kendrick.
Really? Oh yeah, I had to send you that sentence. I had to send you a sentence on my. I had to record an audio message. There's like one line where she's supposed to be doing an impression of me, and I recorded it for her. And you bailed, but you bailed.
Of course I bailed.
I was like, she's gonna do the impression, and then she was like, no, I'm just gonna do like a high pitched voice, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I actually thought it was good though. I thought the cadence was very nice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Because you were doing Stephanie. It wasn't imitating Anna.
It's a lose-lose because you're like, oh, I have to impersonate this person, but you have to do it over the top because in the context I'm like making fun of them, and I'm terrible at impersonation, so you don't want to be like, is that what you think I sound like? So anyway.
Anna storms at you on the set.
So that's what it was like to play Stephanie.
Where are you?
From going missing to getting stuck in the ocean, some of Blake's characters have had some bad luck. In The Shallows, her character, Nancy Adams, gets attacked by a shark and is stuck in the ocean. And it turns out filming the project wasn't all fun in the sun. When Access spoke to Blake in 2016, she revealed which scene was the hardest to shoot.
Well, different scenes were hard for different reasons. There was a scene that actually doesn't look as hard as it was, but oh boy, it was hard because we shot, we would do 16-minute takes every single time. So I would go I'm timing the shark and I'm trying to go get a helmet.
Right.
And she did not give away anything. It sounds very strange. Like I need a motorcycle helmet on the middle of the ocean. It's not a motorcycle helmet. But anyway, I'm timing the shark, and then I jump into the water. I swim across to another rock. I'm trying to get this helmet, and I fall in, and I hurt myself, and I get back on the rock, and I'm timing, and I get back in another rock, and the shark comes, and you know, it was just such a physical scene in and out of the water, and I also I couldn't utilize my leg, and the rock was actually quite painful. So when I would fall off of it, and I'm in these huge waves that are thrashing and throwing me against the rock, they were also throwing me because we were doing that. It was high tide, so even when I was on it, they were throwing me off the rock, and it was really very painful to shoot. And doing a full 16 minutes of that before you cut, it's you are exhausted and just out of
drowning.
It. You are, yeah. And there are cameras underwater, there are cameras above water, there are cameras at water level. So you're being captured in every single moment. So when I'd fall in the water and thrash, I would be acting and above, and it was so physically demanding. I was so bruised and cut and bloodied after that scene that they didn't have to paint bruise makeup on me for
fair enough. There you
for
go.
the rest of the shoot.
Evening, ma'am. Didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm glad to have a chance to thank you.
Just doing my job. No thanks necessary, miss.
No, it is. You saved my life. You saved all of our lives. That was a very...
Hal?
Miss?
Hal? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, Hal!
Although some of Blake's characters have had bad luck on screen, Blake has been lucky off screen. It was on the set of Green Lantern that Blake met Ryan Reynolds. When Access spoke to her in 2011 at Comic-Con, she gushed about working alongside her now husband.
Oh, he's terrific. He's such a great actor and such a kind person, every day on set. He's always making sure that everybody was happy and comfortable, and, everybody. Our director, Martin, was just so lovely. Our producer, Donald DeLine, it was just like such a peaceful place to be every day. It could be a very stressful thing being such a big movie. It's such a big undertaking, but it was a really nice set to be on. I'm sad that it's over.
They must be taught respect. I found their weakness.
It's a story about love and family.
After meeting Ryan, she went on to show her impressive acting range in the movie Savages, where she plays O, a woman who is kidnapped by her boyfriends as they face off against the Mexican drug cartel. While filming the project, she created a strong bond with her co-star Salma Hayek, and the two gushed over their friendship when Access spoke with them in 2012.
I have to confess, I always found her interesting and beautiful, but my God, when you get to see this girl in action, it's inspiring.
She's like infectious. Selma is honestly like a drug. You're around her and you need more, and then you're away from her and you're like, why am I not near her right now? Why don't I have more of her?
No, but I gotta tell you, because I'm much older than her, okay? So this is the young girl coming. Oliver Stone, he's so bright and he's so strong. And you think, oh, look at this lovely, blonde, little young girl. She's about to get destroyed, by these months. Oh my God! When she sat down with her little blonde hair, when she opened her mouth, I just went, yes, you go, girl. She was so intelligent and eloquent and strong. And let me tell you something, there was no pushing around Blake, huh?
How do you react to that?
She knows it. She's just proud.
Well, there's only one real way to interact with Oliver, and that's you have to. You can't be shy, you can't be meek, or there is no interaction. He will steamroll you. But having somebody like Selma, she is like, in her scenes and outside of her scenes, she's supposed to be the head of the Mexican drug cartel, and she's with these men that are all 6'4", these big, scary men who have been torturing me during all of these scenes, and then she gets in front of them and they just like wilt like little flowers. Like she just like tears into them, and in these scenes, and then offset, you just see like the respect they have for her, and just like what a powerful woman she is. And it's just like it's a good person to have around when you're trying to be the most powerful version of yourself.
Shoot me.
What?
Right here.
You're out of your mind.
Shut up. Just do it.
Although Blake likes to keep her fans on their toes with the roles she takes on, there's one thing they can always count on: her fierce fashion. At the 2020 premiere of the Rhythm section, she told Access Hollywood she is actually very shy and normally dresses down in her everyday life.
I'm a really shy person, so when I have to do this sort of stuff, I have to be in character a little bit, or I would just like curl up. And I really like wearing onesies in real life, so this is like, you know, you gotta be in character a little bit.
You're so funny.
Funny. Onesies, they're amazing.
I mean, they are, but I just love that you're like...
Not like, you know, like silly, goofy ones. Those are fun too, but like you can get away. They make onesies that you can wear in real life. Like Free People, they make some onesies that you're like, oh, it's like a real life outfit, but it's also pajamas.
Hey, Upper East Siders, Gossip Girl here, and I have the biggest news ever.
Blake's red carpet style rivals the amazing fashion of perhaps her most iconic on-screen persona, Serena van der Woodsen from Gossip Girl. Blake played the famous Upper East Sider on the hit CW show from 2007 to 2012. Access talked to her ahead of the season 2 premiere in 2008, where she dished on Serena's amazing style and got candid about adjusting to the spotlight after the massive success of the show.
Serena, her fashion, I think, I don't know, the person that they compare Serena's fashion to is Kate Moss. A bit of Kate Moss, Sienna Miller. It's a bit urban equestrian chic, as I've heard our costume designer Eric Damon say. A lot of skinny jeans, boots. It's really great, interesting pieces mixed together, but very effortless looking. And you know, it's an urban bohemian look, I think. The success of the show is incredible. We're all so happy and so thrilled, but it is hard when they try to get in your private lives. They always try to act like everything that happens on the show is happening in our real lives. They try to pit me and Leighton against each other all the time, which is absurd. We're all dating each other at all times, and you know, it's silly that they have to do this. Paparazzi are crazy, and you know, when they're on set, we're working. But then when they chase you home in cabs and you have to run red lights and they sit outside your house. Just recently I was carrying my dog and I spilled some water on myself.
And they said you peed
Every magazine is like, my dog peed on me. And this is when I'm walking out of my apartment building and getting in the van. Like, I took 10 steps and there's all these pictures everywhere. So I feel bad Penny has a bad reputation now. But, you know, she did not pee on me. No, she's a good dog. But so anyway, you know, it's upsetting when they try to dive into our personal lives and make things up.
And since the series aired, Blake's life has changed drastically.
It's been a whirlwind. You know, I'm working every hour of the day, and on weekends we're doing press. But it's opened up so many wonderful opportunities. Like, for example, over the strike, Vanity Fair flew me to Paris, and they flew me there for Couture Fashion Week, and I got to meet Karl Lagerfeld and Mr. Valentino, and I was sitting front row, sitting next to Miss Prada. I mean, it was really amazing and mind-blowing. So, and I was at the Met Ball last week, and anybody you can name was there, from the fashion industry to actors and actresses and the music industry. I mean, just like everybody was there.
Fairy tale.
It is. It was a fashion fairy tale. It's crazy. 6 years. We're finally done. I can't believe it. I literally moved out of my parents' house in Burbank and moved here to New York to shoot Gossip Girl, and now we're done.
So is it bittersweet to walk onto the set tomorrow? Or are you going to celebrate with the casting crew?
It is, but it doesn't feel real. I mean, and we know it's the end, but we're so used to coming to work together every day that we're going to have withdrawals afterward. But yeah, it's been very celebratory in these final few months, knowing that we're coming to an end.